But if you are missing the second part of the equation, which is breaking that vision down into tangible steps, into milestones, then you are shooting yourself in the foot. Then you will never be able to make shit happen. Let's talk about the biggest mistake aspiring content producers make when they are trying to build their first course, how you can avoid that mistake. By the way, it's going to be a bit counterintuitive. And also, this applies to, I would say, roughly 95% of people, okay? There are some people who don't necessarily have to follow this advice, but seriously, for the vast majority of people, this will be gold, pure gold. And then in the second part of the video, I'm going to share with you how you can avoid that mistake. So over the years, I've been building lots of different courses. I've been teaching almost 200,000 people from like literally the entire world, 198 countries, I believe, as of now. So I've been doing this for a long time. And as I travel the world and give different speeches and seminars, the same pattern keeps repeating itself. People come up to me and they say, hey Jimmy, I want to publish a course and I have this great idea. I'm going to build a masterclass and it's going to be 10 hours long and it's going to have live calls as a part of it and like this membership, and we're going to get guest speakers on board, and I'm going to give bonus A and B and C. So they are listing all of those things and they have a great vision, right? It's a beautiful vision. The problem is that often what happens is that the next year when I come back to the same conference to do another speech, I see the same person in the audience. And when I ask them, hey, so how's your course? Oh, well, I haven't published it yet, but I'm working really hard. We are doing a lot of market research and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, have you been publishing any videos? YouTube, Instagram, etc. Have you done anything? No, not yet, because the course is not ready yet. So like this is the priority now. So we haven't published any videos. Well, basically what they are telling me is that they haven't done anything. They just kept overthinking. And essentially what's happening in those cases, and if you're watching this, you can probably resonate with this. When you have a grand vision, when you have this captivating vision, that's amazing, that's beautiful. But if you are missing the second part of the equation, which is breaking that vision down into tangible steps, into milestones, then you are shooting yourself in the foot. Then you will never be able to make shit happen because it just feels insurmountable, right? It's kind of like having a bodybuilder, right? Imagine beginning bodybuilder, 85 kilograms, and he decides, you know what, I'm gonna put on 27 kilos this year. It just won't happen. If you just focus on that without breaking it down into tangible steps, it ain't gonna happen. So it's important that you take that vision, you break it down into milestones. So here's the solution. And again, this applies to the vast majority of people. Now, if you have some pre-existing audience, if you have experience, if you know what you are doing, if you are one of those people where you are so fierce about making your course a reality and you have a big vision of a 5 or 10 hour course, great, more power to you, go after it. That's amazing. I know there are people like this out there. But again, for the vast majority of people, this is not the case. You are getting started. There is still some fear, there is perceived complexity, the paradox of choice. You don't really know how to get started. There are so many different steps, but you don't really know which ones are legit, which ones are not legit. So many people are trying to teach building courses now, even though they really don't have that much experience, so you don't know who to listen to. So you get overwhelmed, right? And again, on the horizon, you see that 10-hour masterclass that you want to build. It gets tricky. The pressure is basically causing paralysis, right? You become paralyzed. So how do you handle it? Well, you set yourself a milestone. You set yourself a smaller goal that's still really exciting, and the process of accomplishing that goal will teach you a lot. And the goal should be, and again, this is not in all the cases, but in most cases, the goal should be publish a 45 to 60 minute free course. Now, when I say the word free, I know some people have allergy to the word free, especially when it's about them producing something for free, right? Not getting something for free. But here's the thing, when you are creating a free course, first of all, you alleviate the pressure because now you know, well, it's free, it's much shorter than a paid course. So that pressure of, what if I publish a course for $200 and nobody buys? What if I publish a course and people say it's not good enough? All of that stuff goes away, right? You alleviate the pressure. You feel so much better about the course creation process because, hey, if it's just 45 minutes, you can really do your best, and it's very likely that you can do it just in several weeks. So the pressure goes away. But then in the process of creating a course like this, you learn so much, you get so much valuable experience. And also, as you publish the course, you are getting feedback from your audience. So what you have to do is you have to have the mindset of creating a premium product, even though you are giving it away for free, right? So in your mind, you have to always ask yourself, okay, how can I provide as much value as possible so when people watch it, they'll be kind of scratching their heads thinking, this shit should be premium. I should be paying for this. This is so good. I shouldn't be getting this for free. This is what you want to create, right? So when you do that, when you start with this strategy, now suddenly, instead of pursuing that elusive, massive vision of a 10 or 20 hour product, now you're just working on this 45-minute thing. You learn a ton in the process. And then once you complete the course creation process, once you publish it, once you work on your marketing, you will make mistakes. No matter how much you learn, you will make mistakes, but you will learn from them. And you'll be equipped with so much knowledge. So later on, when you decide, you know what, I actually want to build that big masterclass, guess what? You have the experience, right? You have the knowledge. You know how to avoid certain mistakes that you've made. You already have an audience, so you're not starting anymore without pre-existing audience. You have an audience now. It's just beautiful, right? You have all of those ingredients for whatever it is that you want to build. So again, if you're watching this, and if you're watching till now, then my assumption is that you can resonate with this. If you always dabbled in the idea of producing an online course, but some type of fear or perceived complexity has been holding you back, then please don't get sucked into this idea of my first course has to be massive. Make it small, but put effort in it. Put your heart in it, right? Make sure that you create a high quality product, but make it short, make it free, give it away, learn from the process, and some amazing things will happen.